Hi, we're back again, and we have another very interesting person to talk to this morning. And I'm sure you are going to be interested in the subject that he's coming up with. His name is Greg Robinson. Good morning, Greg.
Morning, Carol.
So glad to have you here.
Great to be here. Thank you.
And I know that you've got a lot to say, so I'm going to let you go and talk about what this fabulously interesting subject.
All right. Well, my name is Greg Robinson. I'm the author of the Alcoholism Handbook. This was an endeavor to help people with a drinking problem or the alcoholic themselves. This book was specifically written also for the family members. If you have one drinking person in the family, then everyone is affected by that, and all of the consequences will be negative. So the book has a chapter on the definition of alcoholism. It has a chapter on the prevention of alcoholism, treatment, recovery, and then long-term maintenance. And this book is unique in that what you won't find in other books is have a chapter on long-term maintenance, and that is, what does an alcoholic do? If they go to treatment or a program or whatever, and they come out, they've learned some tools to not drink. But how do they not drink for the next year or for the next 5 years or 10 years? And that's what this chapter is about, just what we call long-term maintenance. So there are different kinds of drinkers. You have the alcoholic, you have the person that drinks once in a while, has a problem with alcohol. So the book was written for both. And a normal drinker, we define a normal drinker as a person that can drink one ounce a day, one drink a day. But too often that starts out that way, and within time you're up to two drinks. 2 drinks leads to 4 drinks and 5 or 6 drinks. And that's the progression of the disease of alcoholism. So the disease is progressive, and the recovery is also progressive. So it doesn't happen overnight, and that's what the book will teach you. This book is also unique in that it has a chapter on recovery, using nutrition and vitamins in the recovery process. So this book is 27 years that I spent counseling and working with alcoholics and drug addicts, and it's the best knowledge that I've gained in all those years for a complete program, though, on how to overcome the disease. So this book also, the general protocol in this book can also be used for marijuana or opioid addiction.
Oh, we need that now.
Yes. And in a population using marijuana, you will get many of the same consequences as you do in alcohol use. So the book was also written specifically for the family who are directly affected by alcohol in the household. It's also written for law enforcement, people that are indirectly deal with the consequences of alcohol. So it's written also for law enforcement, medical profession, lawyers, the social workers, anyone who is indirectly affected by those consequences of alcohol. So the book will teach you what I call a non-drinking lifestyle, and it will teach you how to not drink today. And one of my favorite saying is, if alcohol is causing you problems, then alcohol is the problem. And this book will show you and teach you how to overcome that. So we don't drink one day at a time, okay? And that's what I try and focus on in the book, is how you can achieve that non-drinking lifestyle for a day and then go into a year and 5 years for a long term. So,
This is so needed. Oh, I'm so glad that you have written this book.
thank you. And some of the problems, if you can tell if you're having a problem with alcohol, if it's causing you problems with your finances, your family, your relationship, your job, or your physical health or mental health, those are all of the consequences of alcohol, and they will all materialize based on how much and how long you use alcohol. So that's the purpose of the book. And
Well, so many people just lose their marriage and their job and everything from drinking.
yeah, alcohol is what I call a number one cause of divorce. It's in there a big percentage of the time in spousal abuse or domestic violence.
Definitely.
So, and alcohol is everywhere. And now we have a population now who's going to start using marijuana. And you're going to generate many of the same consequences.
Scares me. I wish they didn't do it. It scares me.
Yeah. So, the book is available. It's available online at Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and it is physically in Barnes and Nobles if you want to pick up a copy.
Great.
And the book was featured in the New York Times last Sunday. So,
Hey, that's fantastic. I know it's going to sell a lot because there's a lot of need for that.
Yeah.
It really
Yeah,
is,
there
for somebody to tell you a way to get started,
yeah.
to stop the messing up your life.
The drinking is always good when it starts out, and then it always turns into, if you spend 4 hours drinking, then the next 4 hours and tomorrow, you're going to have the consequences, or what we call the downside of alcohol. And it always happens. And those problems that we talk about, family problems, will always materialize if alcohol is used in the house. So.
Thank you so much for bringing this in and coming in today, and come again and talk about this. It's so important
All right.
for people.
Thank you.
For coming
Thank you, Carol.
in.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.